Dreaming of Norway in 2025? You're not alone. The world sees Norway as a modern paradise. Majestic fjords, northern lights, clean cities, and happy, healthy people. Social media and influencers amplify this vision. High salaries, universal healthcare, and endless natural beauty. It's easy to believe moving here will solve everything, that Norway is the ultimate upgrade. But remember, this is just the highlight reel. The real story is far more complex. Before you book that one-way ticket, let's get real. Norway's beauty hides tough challenges, sky-high costs, long winters, and a reserved social culture. The financial shock hits first. Groceries, rent, and daily life are expensive. Winters are long and dark, impacting mental health. Making friends is slow, and the job market demands Norwegian fluency. Immigration is slow and strict. Bureaucracy is a maze. This is the guide I wish I had before moving. Why is this warning urgent for 2025? Norway's cost of living is soaring post-pandemic, and housing is tighter than ever. Immigration rules shift quickly, and waiting times are long. English alone won't cut it. Language and integration matter more than ever. Success in Norway now requires research, preparation, and realistic expectations. Start learning Norwegian, save more, and plan for the dark winters. This isn't to discourage you, it's to help you truly thrive. Norway's first lesson? Sticker shock. Groceries, rent, and daily basics cost double or triple what you're used to. Eating out is a luxury. Even a simple lunch or coffee adds up fast. Housing in Oslo? Expect $1,400, $2,000 plus for a small apartment. High salaries vanish quickly under these expenses. Adjusting your lifestyle isn't optional, it's survival. The financial mountain is steeper than you think. Beyond food and rent, hidden costs pile up. Utilities, especially winter heating, are expensive despite Norway's hydropower. Public transport is efficient but pricey. Owning a car is a financial commitment. Everyday services, phone plans, haircuts, gym memberships cost more. Even enjoying nature requires pricey gear. Social life isn't cheap, making integration harder for newcomers. The high cost of living shapes every part of your new life in Norway. Norwegian salaries look huge on paper, but high expenses quickly eat them up. You'll earn and spend in kroner, and rent, groceries, and taxes take a big bite. Unless you land a top job, you'll likely just cover Norway's expensive standard of living, not get rich. After the shock of Norway's prices, your next battle is finding a place to live. In cities like Oslo and Bergen, demand far outstrips supply. You'll join crowds at group viewings, racing to impress landlords. As a newcomer, you're just one face in a sea of hopefuls, and the competition is fierce. In Norway's rental market, landlords hold all the power, often favoring locals over foreigners. As a newcomer, you face an invisible wall. No local history, higher deposits, and few responses. For many, being a foreigner means a real disadvantage in finding a home. If you manage to secure a rental in Norway, prepare for a shock. The dream apartments you see in magazines are a fantasy for most. Expect to pay a premium for a tiny space, often just a studio with minimal amenities. Leases are strict, usually 3 years, and breaking them is costly. This is the new reality of renting in urban Norway. Pay more, get less, and be grateful for it. In Norway, darkness isn't just a metaphor, it's a reality. For months, the sun barely rises and days are short and dim. You commute in darkness, work in twilight, and rarely see sunlight. Further north, the sun disappears for weeks, leaving only a haunting blue glow. This lack of light drains your energy and can deeply affect your well-being. The persistent physical fatigue caused by the darkness is often just the beginning. For many people, especially those moving from sunnier climates, This prolonged lack of light can trigger a much more serious condition, seasonal affective disorder, or what is often called seasonal depression. This is not just a case of the winter blues or, feeling a bit down. It is a genuine and debilitating form of depression that can manifest in a range of symptoms, including a persistent low mood, loss of interest in activities you once enjoyed, irritability, and a profound lack of energy that sleep does not seem to fix. This inner winter can make the already difficult task of settling into a new country feel almost impossible. When you are struggling with low energy and a bleak outlook, it becomes incredibly hard to be proactive about building a new life. The motivation to go out, meet new people, or even attend your Norwegian language class can just evaporate. Instead, the temptation is to retreat inwards, to stay at home where it is warm and safe. This creates a dangerous cycle. The darkness makes you feel low, so you isolate yourself, and that isolation then deepens your feelings of loneliness and depression. The social culture in Norway can inadvertently make this worse. Winter is a time when Norwegians themselves tend to retreat. Social life moves indoors, becoming more private and centered around close friends and family. There are fewer spontaneous gatherings and public events. If you have not yet managed to build a strong social circle, the winter months can feel incredibly lonely. The streets are quieter, the cafes are less bustling, and it can feel like everyone has disappeared into their own private, cozy worlds, leaving you on the outside looking in. This sense of being excluded, combined with the effects of the darkness, can be a potent recipe for misery. For an expat, this experience can be particularly jarring. You may have moved to Norway full of hope and excitement, only to find yourself feeling more isolated and unhappy than ever before. It is a harsh reality that many are ashamed to admit, feeling as though they have failed in some way. But it is a common struggle, a well-documented challenge of life in the North. Without a strong support system and effective coping strategies, the long, dark season can take a significant toll on your mental health, turning the Norwegian dream into a difficult and lonely ordeal that you were not prepared for. So how do people survive and even thrive in these conditions? Norwegians have spent generations developing cultural and practical strategies to combat the winter darkness. The most famous of these is the concept of Koselig, or kos. It is a word that is honestly difficult to translate directly into English, but it encompasses a feeling of coziness, intimacy, and contentment. Koselig is the art of creating a warm and inviting atmosphere to counteract the cold, dark world outside. It involves lighting candles, snuggling under warm blankets, sharing a hot drink with a loved one, and finding simple joys in the quiet moments indoors. This cultural emphasis on creating coziness is a vital survival tool. Norwegians do not just endure winter, they actively embrace it by shifting their focus inwards. They make their homes into sanctuaries of warmth and light. You will see candles flickering in almost every window during the winter months, not just for decoration, but as a deliberate act of creating a pleasant atmosphere. Learning to practice Koselig is not just a quaint cultural experience. It is an essential skill for maintaining your mental well-being. It is about actively choosing to create your own light and warmth when the sun will not do it for you. On a more practical, scientific level, there are other essential tools in the Norwegian winter survival kit. Vitamin D supplements are not just a suggestion, they are a near universal necessity. With the lack of sunlight, your body cannot produce this crucial vitamin, which is vital for mood regulation and energy levels. Most Norwegians take vitamin D daily throughout the winter. Many also invest in light therapy lamps, which mimic natural sunlight and can be used for 30 minutes each morning to help reset the body's internal clock and alleviate the symptoms of SAD. These are not luxury items, they are considered essential healthcare tools. Ultimately, surviving the dark seasons requires a strong and proactive mindset. You cannot be a passive victim of the weather. You have to force yourself to go outside for a walk during the few hours of daylight, even if it is gray and cold. You need to stay active, as exercise is a powerful antidepressant. You must actively seek out social contact, even when you feel like hibernating. This is the resilience that Norwegians have cultivated. But for a newcomer, this requires immense effort and self-discipline. You will need to invest in warm clothes, vitamin supplements, and a conscious effort to find the Koselig in the darkness. It is a demanding test of your mental fortitude. Navigating the financial hurdles and winter darkness, you face the social landscape. Norwegians are polite and trustworthy. Civility is often mistaken for friendliness. The polite wall is an invisible barrier. Interactions remain pleasant but superficial. Be proactive, patient, and resilient. While many Norwegians, especially the younger folks and those in the big cities, speak really good English, don't be fooled into thinking you can actually thrive here long-term without learning the language. Getting by with English is one thing, but truly integrating is a whole different story. The language barrier is way more than just a communication issue. It's a direct obstacle to your professional, social, and emotional integration into Norwegian society. Relying only on English will always mark you as an outsider, someone who's just passing through. It limits your opportunities and keeps you from ever fully understanding the culture you've chosen to live in. Professionally, the need for Norwegian is becoming more and more non-negotiable. Sure, you might land a job in a large international company where English is the working language, but honestly, those roles are super competitive. For most jobs, especially in smaller companies, the public sector, or pretty much anything outside of Oslo, fluency in Norwegian is a firm requirement. Job ads will say it straight out. Even in offices where English is used for work, all the informal conversations, the jokes by the coffee machine, and the lunch break chatter happen in Norwegian. Without the language, you miss out on the crucial networking and team bonding that are essential for moving up in your career. You just end up on the periphery. Socially, the language barrier is even more obvious. A Norwegian might happily switch to English for a one-on-one chat, but everything changes instantly in a group setting. It's just not realistic, or honestly, it's a bit awkward. To expect a group of Norwegians to change their native language just for you. So you'll often find yourself sitting quietly during group dinners or social gatherings, trying to piece together what's being said from context. It's a really isolating experience. You miss out on banter, cultural references, and forming those deeper connections that only come from sharing a language and a sense of humor. Learning Norwegian isn't just some optional extra. It's honestly the single most important investment you can make in your new life. It's a clear sign to Norwegians that you're serious about being here, that you respect their culture, and that you're making an effort to belong. It opens doors that would otherwise stay firmly shut. It lets you read the news, understand official letters, help your kids with their homework, and really connect with your neighbors. It's a long and, often difficult journey, but without it, you'll always be observing Norwegian life from behind a soundproof wall, able to see it, but never truly take part. Making friends in Norway is a long game. You join clubs, show up week after week, and slowly build trust, brick by brick. It takes patience and persistence, but once you break through, a Norwegian friend is loyal for life. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Before you even worry about Norway's dark winters or high costs, you'll face the real test: Norwegian bureaucracy. The immigration process is slow, complex, and full of paperwork, testing even the most patient. One mistake can mean rejection or months of waiting, leaving your life in limbo. Only when you finally get that approval letter can your new life truly begin. After navigating the visa process, you'll enter Norway's unique work culture, where work-life balance is sacred and the office empties at 4 p.m. sharp. Hierarchies are flat, meetings are collaborative, and staying late is frowned upon. It's a different kind of hustle, focused on efficiency and balance, not endless ambition. We've touched on the social importance of learning Norwegian, but its critical role in your professional life cannot be overstated. While it's true that you can find work in some international companies using only English, this significantly narrows your options and puts a firm ceiling on your long-term career potential in Norway. In 2025, viewing Norwegian as an optional skill is, honestly, a strategic error. It's increasingly becoming a mandatory requirement for any role that involves interacting with local clients, collaborating with other Norwegian businesses, or participating fully in the internal life of a company. It has moved from a professional courtesy to a non-negotiable mandate for true career integration. Scan through job listings on fin.no, Norway's main portal for everything, and you'll see the reality staring back at you. The vast majority of positions, even for highly skilled technical roles, will list fluent in a Scandinavian language or god norskkunnskaper, bad skriftlig og muntlig, that is good Norwegian skills, both written and oral, as a key requirement. Companies want employees who can understand internal documents, participate in all-hands meetings held in Norwegian, and seamlessly communicate with every stakeholder, not just the ones who speak English. Relying on English relegates you to a small, highly competitive niche of the job market and makes you more vulnerable to economic downturns. Furthermore, language proficiency is directly linked to trust and cultural understanding in the business world. Being able to communicate in Norwegian shows a level of commitment and respect that is highly valued. It allows you to understand the subtle nuances of business etiquette, grasp humor, and build a genuine rapport with colleagues and clients. Without it, you're always at a disadvantage, missing out on the subtext of conversations and potentially misinterpreting cultural signals. This can hinder your ability to negotiate effectively, lead a team, or be seen as a long-term asset to the company. Your career can easily stagnate without language fluency. Therefore, you must factor language acquisition into your career plan from day one. This means investing significant time, effort, and money into high-quality language courses. It means practicing every day, even when it's difficult and, let's be honest, embarrassing. It means accepting that your career progression might be slower at first as you get up to speed. Many expats underestimate the level of fluency required, thinking a basic conversational level is enough. The reality is that professional environments demand a high level of proficiency. Without it, you will not be navigating the Norwegian job market. You'll simply be floating on its surface, unable to access the opportunities that lie beneath. Instagram shows Norway as endless adventure, epic hikes, cozy cabins, and perfect moments. But real life here is routines, work, and long commutes, often in the dark and cold. Nature is a weekend treat, not daily life. Instagram is the highlight reel. Reality is much more ordinary. Norway's famed social welfare system promises free healthcare and education, drawing many to its model. But nothing is truly free. High taxes and prices fund these benefits, and bureaucracy can be slow and frustrating. In Norway, you trade some personal wealth for collective security, an exchange with both rewards and challenges. Many move to Norway expecting financial riches, but true richness here is redefined. It's about time, safety, and nature. Work-life balance is the real wealth. Safety and trust enrich life. Embrace this holistic, rich life. After facing Norway's high costs, housing crisis, and long winters, who truly thrives here? It's not about your job or origin, but your mindset. The resilient realist, prepared for setbacks, proactive and patient, builds a fulfilling life, finding victory in small steps and never giving up. If you crave nature, solitude, and a deep connection to the outdoors, Norway's lifestyle is a perfect fit. Here, hiking, quiet moments, and friluftsliv aren't just activities, they're a way of life. For those who find peace in stillness and value close friendships over crowds, Norway feels like home. Should you still move to Norway in 2025? It's not a simple yes or no. Norway offers beauty, security, and opportunity if you're prepared for the challenges. Don't move for a fantasy. Move if you're ready for hard work, dark winters, and real change. If you're still determined, go with your eyes wide open.